Hi, everyone. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, what's going on, guys? I know you probably noticed my little telemarketer headset. There is construction going on, so I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't hear all of the banging. So, we're going to do a quick general reading for today, and we're going to see what the cards have to say for us. Okay, let's see what the messages are that we gotta hear. We're going to be using the Golden Art Nouveau deck by Julia Masaglia. Okay. And I hope everybody is doing well on this fine day. If you're not doing well, then I hope that you feel better by the end of this. Okay. So we're going to do a super quick sound cleansing. So let's get into that. Beautiful. And we are going to call upon our ancestors closest to the sun, our angels, our spirit guides, whoever it is that helps us to feel divinely protected. If there is any evil eye, monitoring spirits, or negativity, you're not welcome here. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here, okay? If there is negativity that is sent our way, that is going to be transmuted into peace, power, love, and prosperity, all of the good things. Okay? So let's get into our reading. What do we need to hear? Let's see. We got the Hierophant in reverse, y'all. Okay, hold up. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Interesting. All right, so let's do the energy and the symbolism in the card, okay? So this is someone who is rebelling. This is somebody who is dismantling traditional beliefs. So this could be an ideology, this could be a value system, this could be a belief from childhood. I'm also getting kind of like in the collective sense that what has been going on in terms of systematic patterns are no longer working. This individuals, they're not about it. They're not about it anymore, okay? So this could be So this could be two things, right? So this could be someone who is a Taurus, or this could be an individual who is 6 months apart from the Taurus month. Okay, so I'm not going to do the math. I tried to do this last time. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to put it in the description. So this could be either a Taurus or whoever it is that is 6 months apart from a Taurus. Okay, so if I do the math, my ADHD wants me to do the math so bad, but I'm not going to do it. I want to keep this concise. Okay. I'll put in the description. It's fine. This is someone who is challenging belief systems. They are challenging norms, thinking patterns, values. This also feels like someone who is feeling feeling in a vulnerable position now. They were in a position of power, but they feel vulnerable right now. Okay. So for whoever this individual was, you were in a position of power and you feel like your world kind of got turned like 180. Okay. So it could be that something happened. You might have gotten demoted or you could have stepped down. Okay. Um, and it could have been intentional or it could have been like, again, like human error, like life happens, right? There's like a little bit of frustration from this card. So whoever this is for, this individual, try not to beat yourself up. Sometimes life happens, and in those moments, we will tend to be very like critical and cruel to ourselves. But in the same token, sometimes those moments have to happen to give us a perspective change, okay? So let's get a little bit of a clarifier card. Sorry, these headphones are destroying my ears. Let's get a clarifier, okay? So whoever that is for, you're rebelling, you're challenging traditional norms. And you feel vulnerable right now. Again, you could have been in a position of power, but you were stepping down intentionally, or you could have gotten demoted, okay? All right, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. This flew right out the deck. Damn. Okay. Three of Cups in the upright position. Hold on here. Okay, hold up, hold up. The energy in this card makes me feel like you're not mad. You're not mad that you stepped down or you got demoted. You could have also just left. Ooh, okay. You could have left an institution. You could have left an organization. You could have left an organization that was no longer serving you. You're happy about it. You're actually like celebrating the fact that you're no longer there. Um, it could also be that you're celebrating the fact that you are liberating yourself from these belief systems and these values, because they're just no longer serving you, right? So the symbolism in the card, right? So like we have the Three of Cups. So you are allowing yourself to be emotionally present. You're allowing for contentment and joy, and you're focusing on what's important to you, right? So this could have been someone who very much valued like a strong work ethic. They would have done anything for the job. Like they were very career oriented. Something happened, right? Like something happened that like made you challenge these belief systems and these values, and you took a step out, or you stepped away, or you were forced to step away, and it's actually benefiting you, or it will benefit you. Right. So it's going to lead you into an area of emotional fulfillment and celebration with those that you care about and who help you to feel your most authentic self. Okay. I'm gonna get a clarifier. That card flew out, guys. That flew out. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a clarifier. Okay. So again, this could be a Taurus, but it could also be somebody else. Hold on. Four cups. Four cups. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so symbolism here, right? So when I looked at this card initially, I was actually drawn towards this. What is this thing in the corner? I can't even see. This kind of looks like a tree, but it looks like trees during autumn. So this makes me feel like this person is intentionally taking a period of reflection because they're almost like in their spiritual autumn, or like their letting go phase, if you will, emotionally, right? So what I mean by that is there's this metaphor that the reason why leaves fall from trees is because if the trees were to hold on to the leaves, it would quite literally drain it dry and kill the tree. Right? Because that's so much energy that you're putting into sustaining these leaves that are basically just cosmetic, that you're running yourself into the ground, right? You're using up all of this energy that is just no longer sustainable. Okay, so I was drawn to this image back here, the autumn tree. Okay, so this is someone who is taking a intentional period of reflection. This isn't necessarily boredom. Okay, but they don't know what to do with all of the free time. And because they don't know what to do with all the free time, a bunch of feelings are coming up for them. They don't really know how to navigate these feelings, so they're kind of just trying to like detach or just like be indifferent to them right now. But that's not going to last very long. Again, that autumn tree is upon them, right? Like it's on the horizon. So whether they're not engaging in these feelings, right, these moments of emotional reflection, they might not be doing it right now, but they will soon. They will soon. Okay. So for this individual, again, like you're reflecting, but you also are like hesitant, right? So when this card tends to come out, something that happens is like you're like, you don't want to reflect, but you also don't want to like move towards the emotions, but you also don't want to like run away from them either. Like this isn't necessarily like an escapism card in this context, But the energy here, you are in a period of reflection. You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna get one more, and then we're gonna do bottom of the deck energy, okay? So again, this could be someone who has Taurus placements. This could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces as well. I also couldn't help but notice that we got the Seven of Cups when you combine both of these, okay? And this almost kind of looks like a continuation of each other as well, now that I think about it. So this could be someone who might be feeling isolated. They could be feeling isolated from friends emotionally, but the Seven of Cups is also kind of like the multiple opportunities for emotional fulfillment. But again, right? Like, I always like to think of like the Seven of Cups as like the pick your poison card, right? Because there are so many opportunities. So discern and pick the one that is going to like make you feel alive and benefit you emotionally. But again, for these two cards, like I'm noticing that someone might be torn, right? They might be torn. Like this could be like their inner critic or like a part of themselves that they tend to neglect or they don't like to allow to show up in terms of emotions. Okay. So this person could be like more so like a happy-go-lucky person at heart, but something could have happened that is causing this period of reflection. Okay. So they might be feeling isolated, they might be feeling kind of like cast aside right now. I had to point that out because I noticed that combination. And it was like a continuation when you combine them. Okay, let's see. Let's get one more card. The lovers in reverse. The lovers in reverse. Okay. So we're gonna do the interpretation there, and then we're gonna do bottom of the deck energy. Okay. So with the lovers in reverse in this context, so the energy in the lovers right now feels a little bit like a abstract painting. Okay. So this makes me feel like someone is almost kind of like in this period of dismantling what they believed love to be. Okay. So this makes me feel like the relationship or like the dynamic that you're in, that there was like a little bit of like conflict, or there was a conflict that caused you to like really take a step back and like reflect on how you see relationships. Okay. So this makes me also feel like you're in a period of not isolation, but maybe more so solitude. So this makes me feel like you could have been in a relationship or you're in a relationship right now, but something happened that you're trying to kind of just like gain a little bit more clarity on your beliefs and your values surrounding love and relationships. And this makes me feel almost kind of like a separation. Not like separation, like you're out, but this makes me feel like you are trying to just clear your head, get a better idea, and be pragmatic about this situation and love. Okay. Because when I'm looking at the card here, you're seeing like these flames, and that makes me feel like descending, right? So this makes me feel like someone like really like got a run for their money involving like a particular situation. And because there's this like theme of descending, right? You're almost kind of like being forced to have like a love or like a relationship like ego check, if you will, right? So this could have been like how you are navigating relationships in the past just aren't, it's not working, right? It's no longer serving you. It's not working. Like there could be like continuous conflict and something happened that was like a little bit of a wake-up call in the realm of relationships and love. Okay. So interesting. Okay. So let me just do a quick interpretation and then we'll do the bottom of the deck energy, okay? Because that's going to be the subconscious shadow side that we're not seeing in this reading right now. That's going to be like kind of like the subconscious driver of this reading, okay? So you have the Hierophant in reverse. Well, you're rebelling, you're questioning everything, right? You're saying like, nope, I don't even know if these values are mine or if I just adopted them. You could have gotten demoted or you left a job, okay, or you stepped down, all right? And because you stepped down, that was the right decision if you value family, friendships, or celebrating, okay? So there's going to be a celebration for you taking that step out, okay? But the thing is too, because you took a step out and you're celebrating now, there might be a period where you're feeling like emotional backlash. You might be feeling like apathy or like indifferent. You're just like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, like that was fun and all. Like, I made the executive decision, but now what, right? And you could be feeling isolated because of that decision, right? Or like the decision was made for you. And due to that, you're also navigating a unique situation where because again, maybe something happened where you had to challenge your beliefs, you're rebelling, right? That caused some type of friction, that caused some type of situation that forced you to reflect on how you navigate relationships and the area of love. Okay. So we're going to do bottom of the deck energy now. So what do we get? Five of Swords, my friend. Five of Swords. Okay. So the subconscious energy here, okay, so like when we're looking at the symbolism here, this person feels triumphant, right? Like they have this kind of like smug look on their face. They're kind of just like, yeah, I did that. I won, right? So Five of Swords is gonna have to deal with like conflict and like winning the battle, right? But this is also making me feel like at what cost? At what cost did you win the battle, right? Like you did it, like congratulations, like you won the argument, but also notice that there's people walking away here, right? So this is kind of like the subconscious driver of like defense mechanisms. So if you won, right, like you might have like been like the loudest person in the room, or you successfully like manipulated a situation, or you engaged in a behavior that you got the results that you wanted, but at the expense of others. This makes me feel like there might have been some type of dishonesty, there might have been some type of conflict that was rooted in those initial traditional beliefs, right? So this could have been like conflict within an institution or organization, or even again like yourself, right? And you stepped aside, you stepped down, or you got demoted, okay? You're celebrating for now. You're feeling like this is a good decision. You're going to be questioning that, right? You're going to be questioning whether or not you made the right move. And because you're questioning whether or not you made the right move, something also happened with that decision to step out or step down that is causing you to reflect on how you see relationships. So that very job or that very institution, organization, belief, or value system could have directly impacted your relationship, and you're feeling like it might not have been worth it. Okay, you're feeling like fighting for so long and being rigid in those traditional beliefs and like what you believe to be your values. You questioned it, you flipped it upside down. You said, I'm actually going to rebel against those patterns, those values, and it caused some strife. It caused some strife, or there was strife beforehand, and it impacted your view of relationships. Okay. So with this reading, something to take into consideration, right? If you're challenging your belief systems, that's almost kind of like a different version of like an ego death, right? Like you're essentially saying like, this is no longer serving me. You're kind of you're challenging deeply rooted belief systems and ideologies. And if we're talking about the instance of groupthink, right? Whenever you go against the grain, people aren't going to love that, right? So it could be that you're feeling like, again, temporarily happy with that decision. You're going to be celebrating. Those who care about you are going to congratulate you because you made that decision. But after the party's over and the celebration subsides, you're going to be questioning whether or not you made the right move. You're going to be questioning if that was the emotionally fulfilling choice, and you're going to maybe feel indifferent or apathy, okay? And then because you made that choice, it's going to cause a deep reflection involving how you navigate relationships, or it could be causing conflict. It could be causing conflict involving your intimate relationships presently. Okay. Again, because this is the shadow card, okay, this is what's driving this reading. Okay. So if we're talking about the Five of Swords, again, some type of conflict here could be an internal conflict, right? You could be internally conflicted about how this whole situation played out. All right. So something to keep in mind, right? Um, when things happen that like aren't really easily explainable, you want to tap into your spiritual like belief system, right? Whatever it is that helps you to feel grounded, like the whole like life's happening for me, not to me, right? Because whenever anything gets turned upside down, right, in the moment it feels devastated and confusing, and we are creatures of habit and we like to feel in control. So when things are outside of our control, it's very, very hard. It's very hard to be optimistic, but again, this isn't necessarily a reading to be concerned, right? Like, this is just a reading of deep reflection and growth. Again, we're challenging beliefs and ideologies and values, right? Like, you're taking what resonates literally and leaving what doesn't, okay? So, again, with every reading, take everything with a grain of salt. Whoever this is for, again, this could be a Taurus, possibly a Gemini, someone who has water placements. I'm going to put in the description the 6 months out zodiac from the Hierophant as well as the lovers. Um, yeah, so I'm going to put in the description who this could be for potentially. And yeah, again, this is a reading of growth, okay? Like nothing to be too alarmed about. Like you're just gonna have to do a lot of soul searching. A lot of soul searching, a lot of reflection, right? And aligning with your values. Okay? Because if you're rebelling against the traditional values, what are your values? What do you care about? Right? What's important to you? And lead with that. Okay? So if you enjoyed the reading, let me know. If you stayed with me throughout the whole thing, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you stopped by, I'm also very grateful. I hope you have a great night or day whenever you're seeing this. And then besides that, again, just grateful. As always, you are divinely protected, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.